It's the boogeyman. On the decks with the wreck, cardiac arrest in effect, the beats up in your chest. Pounding with the ghost, the ghouls bringing the rep. But I bet you disconnect, we bringing it to your neck. It's like the zone of the enders, phony offenders get popped.
Hey guys, welcome to the lab. We're back with some more exclusive content. Jason V is in the house today. How you doing, Jason?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. I've been good. I've been staying busy. We haven't spoke face to face probably in about 2 years, maybe since Clink Vision.
Yeah.
So it's good to be reunited.
Time flies. Holy crap!
Time flies for sure. But you've been staying busy. I've been kind of watching you from far. Really appreciate you coming into the lab and spending Sunday with me and doing the festivities. But before we proceed with the Sundays with the Clink Room stuff, let's give anyone who doesn't know a refresher on who you are and kind of your background with the Clink Room. So can you tell us a little bit about your background as an artist and kind of how you got started with the Clink Room?
I guess, I mean, I've always followed Brandios. At the time it was Plan B. I always followed them, you know, and I mean, they're amazing what they've done through the years, and Jason and Casey are incredible. So I guess I started seeing them, and then they did the Clink 1.0, you know, and I threw out a Mudbugs, or I think it was Mudbugs is what it was called. It was a green and gold, kind of like at the time there was like something that happened in the Gulf with the BP oil spill. Okay. So I did like the whole like thing, like there, you know, the mud bugs got oily, and so I did with that, and actually it was able to get the hat dropped, and kind of just happened from there. And then it spun off working with Brandios Studio, doing some minor league baseball stuff, and that's just been awesome, absolutely awesome. I mean, learned so much from those guys. They're really amazing, honestly.
That's awesome. I think part of the resurgence of Clink Room Part 2 and kind of seeing how you got involved, the workload, I think you got to be close to 50-ish hats around that area.
Yeah, number. I'd say I haven't counted in a while, but I'd say for sure probably over, if you add in like the behind the scenes, you know, doing collabs and stuff like that with people.
Yeah.
Or with Casey, you know, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, but it's awesome. I mean, having the stuff come in and seeing, you know, in your hand, the hats, the finished product is just, I mean, it's incredible. It's like a sculptor, you know, it just, you're getting your baby, you know, as a product. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah. Can you walk us through like what your creative process is when you're developing like a new design, whether it's for Clink Room or for any other project that you're working on?
Yeah, I beat myself up a lot. I have so many like started that I get to a point where as I'm working on it, I got to put it aside and move to something else. Yeah. So I have a lot of unfinished, you know, on my computer that you know, when I feel up to it, I'll go back to it or whatever. But I don't know. It's tough. Every project I think is a different one. You know, sometimes I'll just try to come up with like a whether it's a pun or something, you know, to start the wheels spinning, you know, or there'll be other times where it's like I see an image, I'm like, wow, that'd be great, you know, and then work from that way. So it really depends on the project itself. But they're just, I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's fun just to take it from a concept, you know, to an idea, sending it over to Casey. Casey, a lot of times, I mean, he's, like I said, he's amazing, spinning stuff back to me. And then to see it like go into the Clink and made is just, it's an awesome experience for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I'm running out of space in my house. I'll tell you that. I'm running out of space.
Yeah,
I see you guys with all your, you know, your boxes and all. I mean, I'm going to get divorced eventually.
Well, for you at least, it's you can kind of hide it as work a little bit, right? You know.
Yeah. For sure.
You gotta have samples. You gotta have.
Yeah. No doubt. I told my wife I wanted to put shelves up so I can have the hats. You know, that was a good concept. It just hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Clink Room is kind of known for having like a really strong community of like fans and collectors. Does a community at all like influence your work?
My God, it's amazing. I first of all, I didn't know like this whole genre like existed. I didn't know like there was the hat following. I mean, it is like it's opened my eyes. It really has. But then these designers that have come out of everywhere, I mean, are just it's crazy. It really is. It's actually refreshing, and to see the ideas that they come up with, like Yokobo. I mean, just and he puts them out like multiple a week. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he has the time.
Usually when the crits comes out, or even the pre-orders when they come out, I find myself thinking like, damn, why didn't I think of that? Or how come
I know.
How come
I mean, I've had stuff where like I thought I was like thinking outside the box where I came up with one. What the heck was it? It was the feather one. I forget what the heck who did it and what the name of it was, but there was a feather one where it was like a horizontal feather, but you had like in glow you had a different effect. You could see something else in there, and I thought the same thing. I was thinking like I could throw like some kind of buffalo, like something like some kind of scenery or whatever. And then I swear to God, like the next week it came out. I was like, oh my God, I thought I came up with something new, and it's already out there.
Don't beat you to the punch, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Are there any specific sports teams or like eras or even sports that you can draw inspiration from or kind of influence your style?
I mean, I've pretty much always been like, no matter the sport, about the logo. I mean, I like go through the sports logo site with what the heck is it? Actually from Canada.
Chris Creamer.
Yeah, I've watched watched his site for years, going through that stuff. Unawatch, I used to go on that all the time, looking at this stuff. I mean, logos are just amazing to me. I don't know what it is, but like just to see how people can take an idea, take a name, and make something of it is just it's got me going for sure.
That's awesome. In terms of like art and technology. Technology is kind of like influenced and kind of made its way into like design and art aspects. Are there any like digital tools that you would like utilize or kind of work within your creative workflow?
I mean, I started I actually started in footwear design is where I really became after college and stuff. I got into footwear design, which I didn't even know existed through college. I kind of fell into a company down here. I became friends with a guy, and I started golfing with him and found out where he worked, and I interviewed for a job and got it. And then next thing you know, I'm doing footwear. So from there, I went from, kind of like drawing sketches, drawing shoes. But then it got to be where I needed to crank more faster, so I ended up just working directly in Illustrator, drawing right directly in the computer. So I kind of lost my hand sketching. Yeah. And now I have like a finger mouse where I just use my fingers on the mouse pad to try to build. Yeah, it's really kind of, so now I'm trying to go back to the sketching. Like I actually have a pad in front of me where I'm starting to try to get, because it flows better than on the computer. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's pretty much Illustrator is predominantly what I work with. I mean, I do Photoshop stuff as well, but when it comes to like Clink and stuff, it's all pretty much in Illustrator.
Cool. Yeah, it's like interesting to see like everyone's got their own method to the madness. With computers and everything now, it's just like so many files and edits and like edit. Yeah. It's just like different versions of the thing.
Well, with footwear too, I could come up with like a base pattern and then just tweak like the toe cap, tweak the heel, and I could do it all, and I could have like 10 shoes based off of one sketch, So it got to be really, kind of like a Frankenstein where it was just I got to go through it really fast compared to if I had to sketch it each time,
Yeah. In terms of like the artists, I'm sure there's a lot of aspiring artists that kind of look up to a creator like yourself. Would you have any specific advice you can offer someone who's like looking to get started, or even currently working with the Clink Room?
Just keep drawing. It really comes down to keep drawing. Come up with your ideas. Write your ideas down. Like I said, I have a list of ideas. I have half finished ideas. Don't get frustrated. Keep doing it. Keep drawing. Keep working through. Throw it at another designer to get their feedback, their input. I mean that's huge. If you can get someone's input who knows what they're doing,
Yeah,
it's irreplaceable. Honestly, like that's definitely something I would recommend.
awesome. In terms of like kind of social media, I feel like social media has kind of changed and evolved the way artists typically kind of interact with the world. Like has social media in terms of your work online, has it like kind of influenced your journey?
For sure. I mean, how can it not? I mean, there's so much out there now. I mean, you can see it right at your fingertips on your phone. You can see so much good design, so much bad design. The problem is like listening to some of the people. Sometimes you just got to turn it off, at the same time, because you get like, you can get some horrible comments, even, not even stuff. Cause I don't really, honestly, I've been trying to post more.
Yeah.
I've been terrible at it. Like absolutely terrible. I have so many, like you said, so many hats that I want to post. It's just I just get in the daily routine, and I end up not posting anything. So I have a note on my pad to start doing that more. But sometimes I read some of the stuff and it's like, why? Like you can't even read people's comments. Like it's easy to say stuff behind your phone and you don't have to say something to someone's face. It's really kind of sad. But for the most part, I mean, there's so many good positive things with social media. I mean, yeah, it's amazing how you can get lost in a day, over your day, just looking at stuff and going to the next and then seeing someone's profile and going through all that stuff. It's like it could be overwhelming. So you have to limit yourself, but it definitely influences everything.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because with like when it pertains to like hat collectors, it could be like you want to fix something or you want to like please somebody and you do it, and then it ends up pissing off the other half, and then you never really get where you really want to go.
Please everybody. It's just impossible. I mean, and actually I feel like it's gotten worse, than as opposed to getting better, but no, you can't please everybody. And I guess the best thought is to not go into it not thinking you're going to impress everybody. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Do you. Essentially, do you?
Yeah. Well, we always have this like kind of like saying like the final product always looks better than the mock-up. Were there any particular hats that kind of rang true to you? Like which one of the ones of your hats that like when they actually arrived in hand, you're like, wow, that's I didn't expect it to be that good.
I mean, honestly, the first one that came through, the Frenchies.
Okay.
When that thing, I mean, I like the design and everything. Don't get me wrong, but when that came through, the embroidery, I was just like, holy! Like this is going to be good. Like this whole Clink thing is going to be good. Like this stuff is looking really, really sharp. Especially having the weight. Like everybody criticizes the weight and whatever. It's almost like a buildup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants immediate gratification, like again, social media, everything's right there at your fingertips. You can get it, or the internet, you can get everything answered immediately. But there's something about also waiting for that package to come in. I always say it's like Christmas, the package arrives at your doorstep. It's like, you're opening up a Christmas present. I mean, it's just, but then seeing something like the Frenchies as the first one coming through, I was just like, man, Casey, these guys are just they're gonna kill it because this is just incredible. It's not, you look at some of the hats, going back, a decade or so, especially like minor league baseball when they just try to put so much stuff, back in the 90s where it was like the detail of the embroidery was just a mess. I grew up like upstate New York, upper Pennsylvania area, and we had at the time they were called the B Mets. Now they're the Rumble Ponies.
Yeah.
But the bee Mets, the logo was just so like great concept. I love the bee coming out of the bee. I mean, it was really cool, and the games were, fantastic. Taking the kids and stuff. I mean, they were great. But you look at the hat and you would lose the sight of all the detail. I mean, it was just too overwhelming. So when the Frenchies came through and I saw the detail and how it was like, just like it's like multiple layers, and I was like, holy cow, this is great. Let's go to another one. I mean, let's keep going. This is great stuff.
Yeah, the Frenchie series has to be one of the longest running series right now in the 2.0. I think you're close to 10 variations.
Yeah, pretty close to it. I mean, the Bones and Roses, I love. I mean, that one just came out great too. I mean, all of them. The Pardon My French.
Pardon my French. That's one I regret forgetting to pre-order.
That one again came out when I got it in hand. I was like, oh my god, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So there's probably too many that say that came in better than I was expecting, as opposed to there were a few that like, oh man, we should have used a different color here, like on the embroidery, if there was two colors that were overlapping and they kind of blended in, and so you lose that little detail, which is tough too without seeing the actual thread colors in hand. Doing stuff. I mean, it's great if you have like the palette in front of you, but looking at things on the screen as opposed to looking at the actual stitching is night and day.
Yeah. So. There's one when I kind of think back to, it was the Rough Riders. So for those who don't know, it's the English Bulldog on the skateboard. Yeah. That one was one that I was like, yeah, this is badass. But when it came in, it was slightly smaller.
Yeah.
Than I thought it would be. But you guys rectified it right away, because then you came up with the head only version.
Yeah. So, we did the chew toys. Yeah, the chew toys. Yeah, I agree though with the and sizes makes a huge difference too. Like the hat you have on there. I mean, the size of that is perfect.
Yeah,
you're getting the great detail. You can see it from afar. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. Not even stuff that I see on my side. I mean, the stuff that Casey and the Clink group over there they do. I mean, it's amazing. Like I'll send something over to Casey, and then when I see it like getting ready to drop, it's like, holy cow, like why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Damn it, Casey, every time, but no, there's definitely some good ones. The one that probably, actually there's probably two that I think the color was hurt me the most when I saw it was the what the heck was it called? Well, there was the baby Clink, the little Kong.
Okay.
The colors on that one, the aquas, and actually, ironically, the other one was the Sea Devils, and it was the aquas there too, where the two aquas, the two teals, like they were too close together, so you lost a lot of the detail. Which on the screen, on the computer screen, it looked great because the way
different, yeah.
But it's not, it's not how the embroidery, But you live and you learn,
Yeah.
Not to do that again.
Yeah, but I mean, like for the most part, Casey's got his hands on everything. I think he mentioned that he redraws every submission, but like there's very few, if any, misses.
Oh yeah, for sure, and even those two that with the colors being, I mean, Sea Devils is still one of my favorites. I mean, I love that hat. I love the cap color. I mean, the brim. I mean, yeah, that hat's a fantastic hat, regardless of the little minor tweak with a stitch. You could always, hindsight, you could always get something in and say, man, if I would have just changed this thing, but it's part of the process, for sure, part of the process.
Funny enough that
Casey kills it, though. I gotta say, Casey absolutely kills it. Like doing stuff with him, like just getting his feedback, and I mean, he and Jason both. I mean, they're both amazing, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a constant, grind or a constant push for them. It's like they're just the amount of stuff that comes out is like I can't even imagine, just for like a 2-person kind of creative team there. I know there's more people that work there that kind of keep that engine running, but for sure, like just the consistency. I think they've had like, it's got to be 6 hats for like almost 3 years straight.
I mean, it's like, which is just insane. And I kind of feel bad because I do see, like, I'll watch The View, like we talked about earlier, or, I'll just read stuff online. I'll look at comments and stuff. And like I said, sometimes you got to turn it off. But, I feel bad for them because the timing factor isn't really an issue that's brought about by them. They're doing what they can do with what with what they're given. And it'd be greater if things were faster. It'd appease a lot more people, but at the same time, I mean, you just got to ride with it. But
yeah, it's unfortunate. It's funny because the two hats that you mentioned, Sea Devils and Little Kong, I'm looking at them right now. They actually came with a specific pin for those designs, so that to me makes it a little bit more desirable.
Yeah, the starfish was fantastic.
Yeah, and the pacifier for Little Kong.
The pacifier, they were. I mean, it's like just putting the cherry on top. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, thank you for kind of doing that and getting a chance or giving a chance for some of the clinkers out there to kind of get to know you a little bit better. But the main event will be us kind of going through the Sundaze with the Clink Room festivities. So we will start today with the last calls. So we got Gnome Run by Raphael, Camp Stories by Creature Zoid and Levi. I'm not sure if it's Levy or Levi. I gotta find out. And then Who's Tech by the Dude Designs. These ones, of course, end tonight. If you're watching this live at midnight Eastern. So any of these three kind of stick out to you?
I mean, the gnome is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a minor league hat. I mean, it's just, and honestly, like, again, on my list was I have a gnome, to do some kind of image with a gnome, and here it is, like I'm surprised we don't see more of them. I think there was another one where I think it was like glowing or something, like a few months back, maybe. But I'm surprised there are not more gnomes. I mean, there's so many things you can do with a gnome, Yeah. And the play on words, the gnome run is awesome, for sure. Yeah. Although in Camp Stories is pretty sweet too. The way it lays out in the hat.
Yeah. It reminds me of Hat Club's really famous collection called the Campfires. So it's not the exact same colorway, but it does use that kind of burnt orange, rust orange from it. But yeah, it's a really smooth hat. I think that's like a good crossover hat for people that collect like licensed stuff only. And Who's Tech? We talked about it earlier, like the oh shit, like I kind of had a something like this wanting to do. I've been begging Tony to do an owl spread out in like American traditional style, like almost like an eagle, but drawn an owl. Yeah, I have text to prove it, but like the dude beat me to the punch. So you know, fair game. It's a cool theme.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
and the way that lays out in the hat is fantastic too. I mean, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think like if I mean they're gonna do it, but they're gonna punch in the detail. It's gonna be like big and bold with the colors, and I think it's gonna embroider really really good. So yeah, if you were limited to one pre-order to these three, which one would you pick up personally?
I gotta do the gnome run.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think I'm going with Camp Stories.
Yeah,
but I'm right there with you. Gnome Run is like so. It's like that, like that mascot style. It's fun. It's got the motion. He's even got the little bits of like stardust on him.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's awesome attention to detail on that one. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but all right, great job, Clinkers. And the next batch of last calls. So we got California Garibaldi, a Death Beetle, and Back to School. Any of these ones stick out to you?
The shadow with the Death Beetle, I think, is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's got like a skull, right? In the glow.
That's the way that in the glow is going to be fantastic. Mm-hmm. The way they did, God, what the heck's the name of that? One of the earlier, it's that damn. There's so many hats that I forget the names of it.
Yeah.
You guys have talked about it a ton too. The heck's the name of that hat? Oh god, it's the flying fish. The flying fish. How with the wings? How you can see the depth through the wings. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same feel I feel like it's going to be with this Death Beetle with the shadow. Like it's just going to create such a layer effect.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fantastic. Absolutely.
Catalina flying fish.
Yeah,
Still one of the all-time, I think.
Oh, that's like one of the keystones. I mean that's a huge, like that's on the that's like on the wall of fame for sure.
Yeah. However, he got the sea to look like it's see-through through the wing, like the iridescence through the wing. Like I saw the mock-up, I'm like, there's no way he could do it. And then when it came in, I was like, what the?
Yeah, and that's like what we were just talking about with the not having the thread colors in hand. Mm-hmm. Like for that to be executed like it was without having the thread colors knowledge before he's doing that, like like I said, the colors on the computer screen are nothing. I mean, I shouldn't say nothing, but they're not 100%. You know what I mean? So for them to nail that down like it is without seeing it firsthand is I mean, that's the wall of fame right there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. If you were to limit yourself to one purchase out of these three, which one would you target?
As much as I like that shadow, I gotta go with the California. I think something about that is gonna embroider great. I like the way it lays out. It's a cool looking, and it's different. You know what I mean? It's a different look for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost like when you're looking from it from far away, it almost looks like it's like one of those beta fish, like the Japanese fighting fish almost. But yeah, it's cool. I'm sure there's some sort of specific story to it. I know nothing about a Garibaldi fish. Yeah, I'm sure it's got a cool story.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah, for me, I'm a sucker for like those like hidden glow stories, and so when that Death Beetle, when you hit it with that glow in the dark in there. Like a skull shows up in it, like that got me hooked. So I'm with Death Beetle on this trio, but like you can't go wrong with either one. So these 6 designs again, the pre-order ends midnight. So don't be one of those who's kicking themselves once they get in and then start shipping, right? So all right, moving forward, we will now go through Monday Morning Crits, and we'll kind of give our takes and initial reaction. So Jellyfish Bloom,
wow,
Creature Zoid, and again, Levi is back. What do you think of this one?
That's awesome. I mean, really, that's awesome. I gotta look at the detail close on that one. That is really sweet.
Yeah, so it's like I guess like a play on the bloom feature for the jellyfish. So
yeah, that's fantastic.
Flowers and stuff, the vines instead of the tentacles.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, if you notice too, I think there's 4 tones of blue just in the fabric. So your button is like a dark navy. The crown and the visor is a sneaky 2-tone, and then it's got like that teal under. I like the play on the blues, man. There's like once you include the threading too, there's probably like 7 blues in it. So if you're colorblind, you might not see the difference.
You may not catch it, but that's actually sweet.
Yeah.
Hopefully they keep the size. You know what I mean? Like hopefully hopefully that size is going to be, covering that front like that. That looks awesome.
Yeah. I just noticed too the front, I guess the main head of it. It looks like a flower. I didn't even catch that the first time looking through it. So there's like a lot of little stuff you can kind of catch every time you look at it. So
and that's prior to seeing the embroidery. I'm sure there's going to be stuff in the embroidery that's just going to fascinate everybody.
Mm-hmm. I know some people don't like the glow in the dark stuff. Where do you stand on?
I don't mind. I mean,
the dark thread.
I like you just said. I like the fact that things are hidden. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you look at it one way, you see something, and you see something. This similar to the play on words.
Yeah.
Double meetings. Like I love all that stuff. I think it's fantastic. I think I did. I know I have the hair wolves.
Yeah.
Looking back, I wish I would have tweaked a few things differently, but I like the concept of seeing the wolf. I mean, it just stuff like that is kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I love
that's the image.
Yeah, because you get like that kind of bunny or the hair trying to look tough, and then as soon as you hit it with the thing, you see like holy shit, it's like a werewolf. Like it's a cool double entendre. It's a cool meaning, and yeah, I love that. But yeah, Jellyfish Bloom by Creature Zoid and Levi. Pounce by Raphael. I feel like we've seen.
I think he's got a Panther similar to this, right?
I know. I think Kyle did something.
Oh, it's not Raphael.
Yeah. I think Kyle. I mean, Raphael is kind of known for like he's like the Panther guy, but Kyle did something months ago or even years ago where it was a like a cougar, but it had like a trail or the kind of mountains or something worked into it.
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't remember that one.
I'm gonna pull it up. It's very similar to it. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Trail Cats. Here, I'll show you real quick. So to me, it's kind of a little too close to Comfort. So it's not totally the same, but it's got some elements to it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
the color too. I mean, the color kind of leads you, right back to it.
Yeah. So this one was October 2020 design. So that's 3 years ago.
Yeah. I like the way this one lays out, though. I mean, it's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. He's done so many Panthers. I can't even remember. And I have trouble kind of differentiating them. But in terms of like draw style, it's well drawn.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, this is really nice. Yeah, I like the half shade. That's sweet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good job, Raphael. Let's move on. Barbarian by the Assassins of Valhalla.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, the Hercules design.
You can almost see the depth in the embroidery right now, right? The over top of the face. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. Do you feel like that it's almost too symmetrical?
I don't mind it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. I mean, it's nice to be, outside the box with stuff, but sometimes symmetry is nice too. And actually, I feel like maybe a lot of the designs have gone away from that.
Yeah.
I feel like which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think everybody's trying to be more and more creative and coming up with different ways, especially with colors and stuff like that. But sometimes it's refreshing to see it for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to be too tall though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Maybe you can kind of play with the rips a little bit and kind of maybe the slant of it. That way you can get a little bit more space, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it might end up being too tall, and then when you shrink it down, it might lose a lot of the detail in it.
Yeah. Would you try to hide them more in the shadows, maybe? That way you can kind of hide the detail a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you remove some of the flesh tone, the shaded flesh tone, just go black and have the eyes pop, subtly, you could probably lower them a little bit more, squeeze it down.
Yeah. I maybe even get more teeth in the front two teeth, kind of really get those canines in there.
Yeah, you want to definitely see the teeth.
Yeah.
The trick is to somehow keep the eyes. You don't want to lose the eyes though. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a bearded lion.
That's true.
You don't want that either.
Yeah. Okay.
It's awesome though.
Yeah, he's got like 7 different grays in the hat too. In terms of like the fabrics.
Yeah,
it's a cool design.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
All right. Llama Stay.
Wow.
Creature Zoid is back with Seamus.
That's awesome. A lot of detail.
A lot of detail.
And I'm sure it won't be that size, but that's again, play on words. I love it.
Yeah. How do you feel about this pale yellow that they're using?
I don't mind the pale yellow. Maybe the brim changes a little bit.
Okay.
I feel like those two colors kind of I feel like I'm seeing the pale yellow up top, and then I'm seeing the tan down below, but I'm not, granted the tan's probably pulled off of the llama itself.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you go with the lilac brim, and then underneath you go back with the pale yellow.
Yeah, it's smart to use like this purple with this yellow. I guess they're complementary colors. You see it a lot in sports with different teams and stuff. But
yeah, Vikings with different hues, but
even Lakers,
yeah,
LSU, I think. But yeah, it's a fun pun for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice looking hat.
Yeah, great job, guys. All right, moving forward, we got the Dunkers by R.E. Clifton.
Oof. A lot of donuts lately.
A lot of pink donuts.
Coffee, like a dunk. I don't forget what it was, but yeah, there was a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, dipped.
Yeah. It's different. It's not my thing, but it's still a great design. Colors are pretty damn bright.
Yeah. Left-handed Jordan stance too.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail there too. Sneakers.
Yeah. It's fun. It almost he almost looks like he has 2 right feet.
Actually, yeah. Now that you mention it, that can be part of it, though. Usually, isn't the saying 2 left feet?
Yeah, when you're dancing.
Yeah.
All right, good job, Clifton. Let's move on. Bucket ball.
This reminds me of like what is it? The colors and stuff. Is it is it Jersey? Jersey's minor league baseball team. And they have a crab with like a shovel and stuff, I think.
The Jersey, the shore crabs, I think.
Shore crabs or something like that, yeah. Yeah, the colors and everything kind of look similar, but I mean, granted, most buckets are red, most shovels are yellow, so water is water.
Would you try to incorporate the sand in any way? Maybe a sand color?
Yeah, you can. And maybe a little white detail in the water too. Kind of give it a little bit of separation from the cap color.
Mm-hmm.
From the crown. Maybe try to get like a sun or something in the reflecting in the glasses or something that's kind of like a hidden thing.
Yeah.
Be kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if you include the sand somehow, that way you can kind of break away from having the water on the water a little bit.
Like flows right through the whole, yeah.
Yeah. But Clink bowl or props. I haven't seen them in so interesting to have an award.
Bowl or bowl?
Bowl props?
Oh, it's pretty sweet though.
Yeah. All right. Holy Flock.
Holy Flock is right. Oh, this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, Josh was. He's like A1 with the puns, I think.
Yeah, this is actually really nice. I like the way it lays out. Again, here we go with symmetry.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this week it's all about symmetry. I don't know, but I mean, I like it. I like the symmetry of it.
Yeah, it's tough because the feathers are the same color as the fur.
Yeah,
I don't know how you would break it up, but you want it to be, I guess, a little bit more readable.
Yeah, maybe you go a darker gray for the wings in the background, like they're set further back to give them more shade, or even maybe you go black, just to pop the ears so you can see the ears and see the separation between the two, and then highlight the wings in like the whites.
Yeah,
but I do like this one. I like the gold with the underbrim too.
Yeah, and you did say like he did nail the symmetry part. It's like you just split it in half, and it's exactly.
Yeah. It just lays out nice on the hat, Yeah,
and his ears are like pointed, almost got devil horns.
Yeah,
so it's like a reverse.
The holy with the You know, I like that.
All right, cool. Good job, Josh. Ice cream cups.
Ooh, this one might be trouble. This is a lot of small details.
Yeah. He's got like the weather and then the little wooden spoon.
Yeah. There's a lot of detail in this one.
This
Love
was
the
the
wooden
week for like
spoon.
stick hand with the glove week, right? We saw it in the dunker hat.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the wood spoon idea though. That's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe you make the cup a little bit bigger, you know, and lose some of the other details.
Yeah. It reminds me of like the peanut guy too. The
Yeah,
planter.
the spoon kind of looks like it, right? Actually, when I first saw it, I was thinking peanut.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that might be trouble with some of the embroidery though. Probably got to be simplified.
I like the concept though. It's fun.
Oh, for sure.
We're kind of coming to the end of the summer, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it seems like the ice cream stuff does well.
Oh yeah.
I mean that stuff. I love that stuff. The pop there, the rocket pop, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm.
All the versions of it. I mean, those are awesome.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Jay, good job. This one, the green one, is bringing us in the night.
In the night.
And I got some Packers.
I know, interesting choice with the. It makes me think of the Packers when I first saw it too.
Yeah.
Interesting choice of colors. Kind of lose the detail though with being so dark on dark.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how the wing, you know, I mean, granted, if they puff it or whatever, you're going to see it that way, but it seems like it's really dark on dark.
Yeah, the face loses it for me.
Yeah, the details are kind of small there too.
It'd almost be impossible to have it like anatomically correct at that size though. Like there's just so much to a bat head.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. Maybe full the colors a little bit more to help brighten it up, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does look. I mean, from afar, it looks good on the hat. You know, it'd be cool if the negative space of the head did something in the moonlight.
Like the moon?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Like to create a new face.
Yeah, something you know, because as you're looking from afar, and then as you get closer, you see the details. You know, you almost see two different things.
Mm-hmm.
That can be kind of cool too.
Yeah, it's tough because I feel like they're trying to stay true to like the anatomy of the bat, but then try to simplify it. So then you kind of have to find the right balance for both, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to take a little creative freedom to change things up a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right, green one. I think that's it. Oh,
one
speaking
more.
of ice cream,
yeah, that's
just bomb.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe connect the hands with the body.
Yeah, so he's not floating.
So he's not floating. Yeah, so the hands aren't floating, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, he's smart to make that popsicle stick kind of curve. That way, it's not totally upright.
Yeah.
Well drawn. And the sprinkles are back from the donuts.
Exactly. I was going to ask you what those were. They're really small on my screen.
Yeah, it's like I guess it's like a coating with some sprinkles.
Maybe like
he's got that bite out of him, so he's screaming.
I like it. I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, pun level 100 as well.
Yeah.
What do you think of? So there's a small stroke of white around it. Would you almost just get rid of that part?
Probably isn't necessary.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you don't need the outline, especially if it's on such a light crown with a dark outline. You probably don't even need it. I wouldn't be opposed to switching the brim in the button to maybe the lighter pink.
Yeah.
And then doing maybe that fuchsia as the underbrim.
It almost looks like it's like he's using lava right on top.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably pulled the color from the tongue. You know, he's trying to get those two to. But I think the pink for me for some reason stands out a little bit more. The lighter pink.
Yeah.
But I like it. I mean, you know, a couple of tweaks here or there. I like the way that one is.
Would you consider changing the chocolate portion maybe to like a vanilla? That way there's more color separation between the popsicle stick and the ice cream.
I would probably actually change the color of the stick to a lighter, you know, a lighter tan or something. I like the chocolate the way it is.
Okay.
And chocolate and pink to me is a nice combination. You know, I don't necessarily think you need I guess it's a crack in the stick.
Yeah.
I don't think you really need I mean, you're screaming because of what's going on up top.
Not the bottom.
Yeah, I don't think you need that little detail, you know, and that might be you know, make it easier for the embroidery, you know.
Yeah.
Overall, I like it.
It's well drawn.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I can see that tongue popping right out.
Would you give him teeth?
No, not needed. Nope. Because all it's going to do is just going to add more like changing them white, so you'll end up seeing more, you know. And I think it takes, you know, it'll draw too much attention to that, you know. I like the way it is. I like the especially because you're focused, like you're drawn to the pink on top and you're drawn to the tongue.
Yeah, the mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great job. Cactus Bomb. I don't recognize their name either, so hopefully we see them around more often.
Yeah, I like that. This is a good one.
All right, I think that's it. Yep, that's the last one. So, Jason,
that's a good group.
That's a good group. I can't thank you enough for coming in here and giving people a peek behind the curtain. I've been an admirer of your work for a long, long time.
Well, like I said, I watch you guys every week, so I really appreciate the opportunity and anytime, for sure, anytime.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. But do you have any projects that you would like to plug before we go, or where can people find you?
My Instagram, but like I said, I don't post as much as I should be. But keep an eye out for that because I will. I got a whole list of things that I want to pop out there. So, I mean, yeah, I guess that's just it. And keep on looking at Clink.
All right, perfect. So, for those who don't know, Jason V on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow him, and you have a couple hats right now. For sure, one in pre-order right now. So make sure you guys do grab that one if you guys get a chance to. And until next time, we're signing out, guys. Peace.
Peace.
We bringing it to your neck. It's like the zone of the enders. Phony offenders get popped, get broken in exponents of pieces and get dropped. You hear the kicks through the floor. You alone.
Brought to you by VFTV.